Hey y'all, I'm finna do another video. Child, I'm just expressing. Sometimes I be taking my break and I be having shit on my mind and I just got to share. You know, YouTube and Facebook, all that shit, child, they be blocking my shit. And I'm really not trying to get in the algorithms of shit. I noticed that when I look at other tubers, that's a lot of work, that's a lot of performing, that's a lot of showmanship to attract. And, you know, and that's, if I'm really trying to look for followers, and if it's not about the money, I don't see no point of going through all of that. But, yeah, this... every single day, I'm trying to get people to understand. It's a lot of us out here. We have a lot of information. We are uploading and downloading. We are just made that way. This is the way our biosystem is made. Okay, this is how our molecular cellular system is made. Whatever, every damn source in us that give us life here, we are scanning and receiving all kinds of, information and shit from our surroundings, because all of us is part of a technology. We just against, it's a battle between the AI technology and the original technology, or one that was before it, the one today. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people want to get so deep, they be like, well, the original wasn't the original either. It was just before this one. And I agree with that. But it's getting to the point that you start dying. You understand? Metaphysically wise is what I'm saying. It gets to the point, none of this shit don't make sense. It gets to the point you can't care too much about a lot of shit. You can talk about a lot of shit, but it's not about caring that deep. And to care that deep, you have to know the things that is being personal, that affect you from being what you're made to be. It's almost like looking at the Demolition Man movie. Watch that Demolition Man movie again. That Demolition movie was actually telling us not so much about freezing us for years and reprogramming and all that kind of stuff. And I truly believe that goes on. Now, I believe that. Now, the way they described in the movie, that could be, maybe in that, not in that sense. But I do believe that. The reason why it's hard for a lot of people to not understand and believe that we have people in this world, entities, beings, whatever you want to name it, in this world that governs our existence, that they give us now, the shit they give us. The reason why it's hard for a lot to kind of like grasp that other level of awakening is because, first of all, it's going to require too much spark of thought to ignite. And second of all, it's going to just fuck their whole goddamn setup up. You know what I'm saying? They can't afford to make no rearrangements and changes and shit. Okay? So it's like, so they kind of run from the extra information. And it also will kill all this other bullshit talking of spirituality and government control, the basic shit, and racism, and all the little boxes of games that they implanted in our psychology, in our psyche, put it like that. So the ones that kind of know, and maybe they don't, but the ones that do is what I'm talking about. And I can tell if they really do, because it's the way they skirt around shit. And the things they skirt around as to make it look like it just ain't nothing, or it's pseudo, or it's stupid, or it's crazy. But yet, it's speaking on the same aspect of this thing that they want to debunk, playing word games. Either they're a part of the game, or I put it like this, either they're playing the game, or they is that game, or they're afraid to change the rule of the game. Okay? See, a lot of them ain't changing shit. Only damn thing they doing is, rearranging the board. That's it. The only thing they're doing is changing the costumes. Even want to speak with the money thing, you know what I'm saying? I use that for an example. Like changing forms and shit of currency. Okay? They done went from the current to the currency. And they playing with that. 1 minute money green, next minute it's blue. Next minute it's a $3 bill, next minute it's a $8 bill. Shit like that. And to have people thinking that they really, really changing the game. And they're not. They're rearranging it and repeating that same psychological software. And I call it subconscious software. In order to even see the architect and the game, you got to clean out the subconscious. You understand? So you can see what's floating around in our reality as our own manifestation and creation and belief systems. See, it's good to know everything. Try to know as much as possible as you can. But just because you know as much as you do, it doesn't mean believe in it. You can know a lot of shit, but it doesn't mean that you have to believe in something that you know or you done figure it out. Because this is the journey of the rabbit hole that people love to brag about. It's like Alice in Wonderland and shit like that. You're exploring to see what's going on in your existence and what's affecting you. You have to ask the questions, what is this and what is that? In order to find the answers. As long as you ain't asking shit, you ain't gonna never see and find shit. For many, many years, I said last 8, but it was just maybe like 3 years ago I spoke of it. Technology has been my issue. It's playing with the spiritual systems. And as long as we're a part of their spiritual systems, this technology rules it. And it rules what's in you. This is the shit that I've been fighting. When I first started, I was really fighting. I had to fight the damn programs anyway. And the programs I'm talking about is these goddamn idiots that's bugged the hell out and brain fucked, doing dumb shit. And it's amazing how you be the one who don't want to be fucked up with their ass, but they be willing to fight to be fucked up with you to fuck you up. Okay? and then say you got the problem. I went through that shit. The longer it took to get your ass locked down in some false belief systems, it takes damn near just about that long to get unplugged from all that shit. Okay? You have to look at your brain, your body, and your mind, but like that, your energy as an operating system. And going back to the Demolition Man, this is similar to that shit. You see how they came out when they was asleep all that time? They woke up and they realized that they're being programmed to be able to do certain shit and to not be able to do certain shit, and especially shit they used to do. It was showing, especially when they could have showed any other character to play this role, but it's a message in that when they had Wesley was trying to shoot the architect, the white man that was the architect, and he couldn't shoot him. And what the man told him, said he was programmed not to shoot him. He programmed all of them not to fuck with him. And that's what's wrong with us as human beings. We want to be pastors, leaders, teachers, truthers, revealers, warriors, all this shit about the same artificial operational system that's enforcing pressure on our system to submit and obey and choose some bullshit to do and be and think like out of their list of selections as our only options. This is what I be on. These other people ain't teaching on that shit. And I'm talking about the ones that's really putting themselves out there. And I'm going to strictly stress this to the black race. In 2021, if they ain't talking on this level, they left behind. Because this shit is bigger than trying to be glorified, knowing black and white history to a certain degree, debating truth or information that was written by so many different types of people. A lot of this shit that they out here trying to present as truth and proof is really just another form of indoctrination. And you just cannot depend just solely on that. They think because they find something new, that means that that's the real information. Or they just realizing some shit. The real information, it comes to you. The only thing we're supposed to do about all this shit in this world is scan that motherfucker with our own technology. That's within us. We're supposed to be able to read through and pass all that shit to the point where when we do find out extra shit in the shit that's presented to us that we think is new information or that's the real deal and this and that, it won't even come out as the same fucking subject. It won't even be the same topic no more. Because now we done broke down the codes even in that will debunk all this shit that we think we informed on, like some, I don't know, trying to be smart and shit. A lot of shit that's supposed to be known is not fully displayed. You have to go in a whole nother realm to see the exact shit. And trust me, when you do that, you'll notice that it's not the same as what they've been modeling around here. If you want to see and know the authentic shit, then you got to go in a very hidden place in you to find it. All this shit around us is just shit to scope, view, and decipher. Because we are a computer system ourselves. But the battle we going through is this outside technology computer world called the Matrix and all this shit that's governed by a bunch of hidden architects that's grafting and snatching shit up out our ass to recreate some foolishness that's a replica of us, that's manifesting from a mental system, technology system that's not even of this motherfucking shit. If talking to the black folks, if they not telling us or telling the people where the fence really is, they ain't telling shit. They wasting everybody's time. They wasting their breath. That's why they want money out the shit, because they know they wasting their motherfucking time. So why just waste their time for free when they can just get the donations or some kind of props or some shit coming back in return? If they ain't telling y'all some real shit and they got to go into the technology of this motherfucking world and they scared to touch that. That's why they run from the word metaphysics. They run from that. They will not touch that word because it's not that they say, oh, they ain't shit and this and that. No, it is everything. And they know that word is like, it's not the word in itself, because they like to play word games with this man and all that dumb shit. No, that word is the clue where to go at to find out what the fuck really going on with our ass in this motherfucking world. That the ancients and the ones before us was all about, and all what they talked about is really what all the battles and wars was about. It was about that metaphysical shit. It was about energy. It was about all this shit. It was about realms, not lands. It was about the realm, the dream realm, the reality realm, the all that shit, the technology of existence. Y'all think this shit, we were battling over some motherfucking land and just battling over who want to be king and queens and shit? Y'all crazy as hell. It's time to elevate. See, a lot of them have not either they didn't even go through the rabbit hole of their consciousness and their subconsciousness to know shit, or they went halfway and they stuck there. You have to go through all them valleys in that rabbit hole and come up out that motherfucker so you can see some other shit. But a lot of them ain't got out that rabbit hole yet. They scared to fight to get out that motherfucker. I wasn't scared to fight to get out that goddamn shit. I wasn't scared to go through that motherfucker. If I fought and I fought and I fought my ass out that goddamn hell realm that they was snatching our ass into, and all that old fake, false ass, nasty ass foolishness. And every time we go through that shit and come up out that motherfucker, we bring a few of that hidden shit out from hiding. Because they so busy chasing and following us and trying to fuck us up. We've been and brought their ass out to the motherfucking light. And they can't go back. So they out here trying to act like they revealing themselves. No, bitch, we brought your ass out that motherfucker. Fucking with us. Chasing and running after us and shit. And I'm speaking, if y'all don't understand, like, the metaphysical aspect of our existence, you'll never understand the way how we express in language when we expressing certain shit. You'll never be able to apply shit to something. So, I'm gonna let y'all know that technology it's technology you need to damn research and study. It's time to get up out that spiritual system because that's the technology is fucking that up anyway. It's time to elevate to the next level. And a lot of your damn teachers and scholars and shit, they scared to touch it. Because they know that would be the end game of all that bullshit they talking.